So now we want to look at the assurance of forgiveness. For me, this assurance is probably the most important for me personally, and really, I would say, set me free. So I want to share a little bit about this story because there's probably aspects of this that we can all relate to. So, like all of us, I struggled with a certain set of bad habits and sin that, and in particular for me, it was I would say things that were, inappropriate. Either I was critical of someone, or I put someone down, or what I'd say was kind of laced with sexual innuendo that was not appropriate, and so it would just kind of come out and I, but then later, when I was away from the situation, I kind of feel bad about it, and I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and then I'd start to feel guilty about what I said. So now, typically I'd feel this closeness to God. He was like my friend. We had a connection. But when I felt guilty about what I'd said, this connection seemed broken. Like, when you got a friend and you have a relationship, but you've maybe offended the friend, then there's this kind of sense of distance or barrier or coldness that comes between you. Well, that's what I was feeling between myself and God. So I didn't know what to do about it, but then I thought, okay, well, God will forgive me. So what I would do is I'd say, oh God, I'm sorry I said whatever it was I said, and please forgive me. I promise I'll never do it again. The problem was, and before the problem come, then the sense of fellowship was restored. The problem was bad habits will reappear. And so, next day or a couple of days later, in a similar situation, and something inappropriate would come out of my mouth. And then I'd feel guilty about it again. But now it was doubly worse because now I'd sit there and think, oh, I can't go ask for forgiveness because last time I promised I'd never do it again. And here I am. I've done it again. He's probably getting tired of me coming to him, promising that I will never do it again, and then re-offending. And so I was kind of in a pretzel emotionally about and it was a big kind of like drawn out battle with me descending into ever deeper levels of guilt. And I used to think, where's this sense of freedom that's promised in the kingdom? And it was these verses that we're going to study that set me free. It's what they said, and in particular, what they didn't say, that when I saw it, it changed the direction for me. And so the verse in particular was, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And I noticed, it didn't say promise to never do it again, because what I was doing was I was mentally linking kind of cause and effect. His forgiveness was contingent on me never doing it again. And then it's in my court. But I realized forgiveness is not based on that. Uh, and so what I needed to do was understand what confess was. Is it involved promising to never do it again? And what is it based on? It's not based on me, actually. I found out it's based on what Jesus, who he is and what he's done for me. So that set me free. It's a very kind of personal lesson for me, and I hope it will be of benefit to you also. God bless you as you do this.